What I have here is a brand new crossbody bag from Tactical Geek, and it's launching actually today as a Kickstarter campaign. It's probably already started as you're watching this video, so you can check that out in the links, which I'll post in the description below. Let's just start off with the material. So this one I got in laminated X-Pac, and you can see right here, this is the tag. It says laminated in the US. It's just got the X-Pac material. You've got also the Tactical Geek label right there as well. Does come in ripstop nylon if you prefer that, and does come in several different colors. I chose the white just because I thought it stood out the most. So if you wanted something a little more subtle, you can go with some of the more traditional colors like the black or gray. The other thing I really like is that if you open up the bag, you got this really nice high vis lining right here in orange. And so what that allows you to do is when you're looking inside the bag, it's going to create a lot of contrast so you can find all of your gear or whatever you have inside the bag very easily. So you can see it does taper down slightly as you get toward the bottom, but basically it's approximately 7 by 9. So it's a really nice size, about the size of an oversized library book. So you could easily just carry this in your hand like a portfolio, but it does come with a strap. In terms of organization, you've got 3 main sections to this bag. So you've got the main compartment right here. And inside this main compartment, you can see you just have one pocket. You got a mesh divider here separating the main section from the back pocket. You've also got this little section. This is good for putting your credit cards and your money in. It's got one of those pull tabs. So when you pull up on it, the credit cards slide up. Like I mentioned, it's got that high vis orange lining, so it's really easy to find what you want inside. The next section is this pocket. It's a zippered pocket right in front of the main pocket. And you can see there's no organization inside, so you just like dump a few smaller items in here. Now, if you did, let me just zip this up, wanted to access that pocket without having to open the flap, there's actually a side access zipper right here. So this is great for like a passport. I'll show you that. The passport kind of fits in sideways, doesn't fit in vertically, but you can actually put a passport or something like that in there. Your important documents that you want quick access to when you're traveling or at the airport, that would be a good pocket for something like that. You've also got one last compartment right up at the top. It's a little zippered compartment, good for your chapstick or maybe some earbuds or bandages. You can zip that up right there and have quick access to that. And then 2 open pockets up in the front. So just hanging out right here, right underneath the strap. We turn over the bag, you see we have some MOLLE webbing. This can be used for attaching different accessories. It's actually compatible with some of their new buckles, the G5 and G6, that they've been using on many of their new slings recently. And that allows you to easily slip on and off different accessories or attach this to a bigger bag. You also have a strap, albeit a little thin, but it's very durable, made of a good material that's not going to rip or fray or anything like that. You've also got these metal clips attached to these loops right here. And the strap itself, it's got a quick adjust system. So you just pull on this. You can adjust it very easily. So that's really nice to be able to adjust that on the fly. And you've also got some additional loops so you can attach maybe your keys or some other items here, maybe a little pouch. I know they sell tons of different pouches that you can clip on right there. Now you do have a Fidlock system, which is magnetic. So you just pull on this red pull tab and it comes right apart. And then to lock it into place, you do have to slide it in between the flap and the buckle, and then it just magnetizes and it's pretty strong. So unless you really pull up on it, it's not going to pull apart. Lastly, you have a loop panel on the front for your patches and your ranger eyes, as well as a small section of loop right underneath the flap. So if you wanted to decorate this with your patches, you can do that. So I'm going to start loading this out. And since I have the main compartment open, I'll start there. And so in this middle section, I'm going to put my zippered notebook cover. And you can see it's pretty bulky. So that's going to fit right in here like that. It fits pretty well. And then I have the back mesh pocket. And so I thought I would try something like this Tactical Geek pouch. I've featured this pouch on the channel before. I have a few things in here, just like miscellaneous items. And as you can see, That's going to bulk out the pouch, but it still fits pretty comfortably back there. Now this front pocket, like I said, you can use it for credit cards, but you could also just use it as a regular pocket. So I thought I would just throw in a new flashlight that I just received. This is the Sulfrin ST1. I'm going to be doing a review of it pretty soon, but if you wanted to just put that down there and have quick access to it, you could just put it right in there. And so you can see that the flap's not going to come down all the way, so we're going to have to adjust this to give it a little bit more slack. But before I do that, let's just put something in this front zippered pocket right here. And like I said, it's great for a passport, so you could put that in there. Now you can, like I mentioned before, access this from the side, but it is a little bit tricky because you have to like turn the passport a little bit in order to get it out. It doesn't quite just pass through there vertically, but it does fit in there. I'm just gonna actually put my passport aside for now, but that's a great little passport pocket. And then in this top pocket, I've got this little microfiber cloth. I've got my lighter, my Gerber arm bar mini. And lastly, I thought I would just put in my little wooden cross that I like to carry with me. So I'm gonna zip that right up. And I still have room on the outside for things like, see on the side, I can put my tactical pen. Just put right there. And then over here, this is perfect for a pair of sunglasses. So I've still got two pockets on the outside, so I'm gonna open up this buckle right here. And I'm gonna try to see if I can stick my little mini notebook in there. Just always good to have a notebook at the ready. So it does fit in there quite nicely. So I can just use that with my pen. And then just to have a signal light, I have my Workos HD03. I could probably clip to this pocket in the front right here. Let's see if I can do it. Yep, so I can use that just as a signal light if I need to. I'm going to clip this back up. All right. And then I see that there's still a little section right here where I could attach something. And so I do have this kind of a gimmicky buckle. It actually looks like a buckle, but actually holds a knife. So I'm going to attach that there. So give me a second. I'm just going to do that off camera. I've got the buckle attached now, and as you can see, I can just pull the knife out when I need it and then put it back. And it's very discreet, almost looks like it's part of the bag. So that's really nice. And so that is how I've loaded out this pack. It does weigh it down quite a bit, but it all fits. And you can see how much it expands, so you can definitely add bulkier items. I'll finish by talking about some suggestions or improvements that they could make to the bag. So first off, this buckle is very easy to open with one hand, but not so much when you're closing it. So you do have to use two hands like this. It makes it a lot easier. It'd be nice if I could just close it with one hand. On the back, you can see these clips. Now this isn't a huge concern, but you can see the loop is a little too big for the size of these clips. So they don't close all the way. You do have to kind of push them in. But even then, they kind of like come apart a little bit because the clips are pretty small. So they just have to adjust the size of the loops, and that way it would close all the way. Maybe they've already fixed that in the production models. I'm not sure. But lastly, because I have it loaded up with so much gear, it is a little bit on the heavy side. So it would have been nice to see a grab handle up at the top. Not necessary if you don't have a lot of stuff inside, but it's just something that would have been nice to have. That is my overview/review of the Tactical Geek Crossbody bag. I think the model number is Ext14. I forgot to mention that in the beginning of the video. So if you like this bag, go check out the Kickstarter so you can back it. I'll leave a link down below, and let me know your comments and thoughts about this bag. Would you buy this bag? Do you like this colorway or this material? Which one would you go for? Love to hear all of those comments. And until next time, as always, God bless.